One Zambia, one nation. Thank you so much for joining us on the news desk. Here are the top stories. Siakalima pays tribute to private universities. DRC congratulates Zambia on SADC organ chairmanship. Communities in Mwilunga get 100% D-compound allocation. African Development Bank trains 80 female contractors in Northwestern Province. Plus, government puts measures to preserve natural resources. With the details, my name is Amos Zulu. Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima has praised private universities for complementing government's efforts in providing the needed knowledge and strategic skills to the young people who are at times face challenges in acquiring tertiary education. Mr. Siakalima says his ministry liberalized the provision of tertiary education in Zambia through the Private University Act of 1999 that saw 49 private universities being registered under the Higher Education Authority as of the year 2021. The minister was speaking when he officiated at the 10th graduation ceremony of City University of Science and Technology held at the Olympic Development Center in Lusaka, where 277 students graduated with bachelor's degree in various disciplines.
277 students from City University of Science and Technology have graduated in various disciplines. Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima, who was represented by Ministry of Education Assistant Director for Administration, Father Anthony Tambatamba, graced the university's 10th graduation ceremony at Lusaka's Olympic Youth Development Center, where he commended the university for offering quality skills to the students, and he has pledged government's continued support to private universities.
There is no nation in the world that can develop with ignorance. Therefore, government takes pride when the private sector takes the initiative and leads in providing education, while the government's role remains that of providing an enabling environment for all to thrive. Allow me therefore to congratulate you all on this milestone in your life. Graduates, congratulations.
The University Chancellor has urged the media to promote programs that support science, engineering, and technology.
Please, you journalists, there's one thing I want to say to you. One of the vacuums we have in this country is lack of promotion of science, engineering, and technology. You need to promote these aspects because this is what can drive the country. Let people understand the importance of science, engineering, and technology. And it is you journalists, radio stations, TV stations, to promote corners where people can come and talk about the importance of science, engineering, and technology.
Some graduates talked to express gratitude for achieving a milestone in their academic lives.
My aim in life is to be a professor one day, and this is just a starting point.
Finally made it, graduated in civil engineering. Can't believe the knowledge that acquired at City University.
Witnessing the 10th graduation ceremony was Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu through her representative Lusaka District Administrative Officer O'Neil Gia. Mijelo Mwemba, Zanis, Lusaka.
Now, government's plans to recruit 4,500 teachers have been received with gladness by various stakeholders in Senga Hill District in Northern Province. Senga Hill District Secretary for Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, Shadrack Simutowe, says government should deploy more teachers to rural areas to improve the quality of education. Take a look.
As the English adage goes, the early bird catches worm. Some trained teachers have already started positioning themselves in readiness for the 2023 recruitment program announced by the government. This can be seen by queues spotted at the district administration's office in Senga Hill by prospecting teachers who want to have their documents certified. Those talked to are hoping to be given an opportunity to be employed as teachers.
I'm very hopeful that I'll be one of them. And I would like to appeal to the ministry, or rather the government, to consider those who are willing to work in rural areas. Because if you see, there are many schools in rural areas which have very few teachers.
I'm very happy to hear that the government, through the Ministry of Education, is recruiting these teachers.
Ancestors District Secretary Shadwick Smutoe has a passionate appeal to those who be charged with the responsibility.
We thank the government for recruiting 30,000. It has really helped, and we are seeing fruits as a union. Now we want at least to balance, whereby teachers who are supposed to be in township schools, they should also be equal the number of teachers which are in these rural schools.
And parents have welcomed the development.
The teachers you are employing in urban areas, they are lot, rather than the teachers found in rural areas. So what I can say, you have to give first priority to those who are living in the rural areas.
Reporting for Zanis in Sengahi, Namsokwe Wembe.
Still in education, school managers in Kabwe district have commended government for distributing 150 desks, which they say have improved the teaching and learning conditions. Head teachers at Nambe primary and secondary schools say previously some pupils used to sit on the floor while others would squeeze themselves on one desk during lessons. In other news, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has congratulated Zambia on taking over the chairmanship of the Southern African Development Community SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. The DRC has since appealed to President Hakainde Hichilema to expedite the implementation of the resolution to deploy the SADC mission to help restore peace in the war-ravaged Eastern Congo. Jonathan Mukoka reports that this is contained in a communique jointly signed by Zambia's Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma and the DRC Minister of Home Affairs and Security Peter Kazadi, released in Lubumbashi at the close of the 12th session of the DRC-Zambia Joint Permanent Commission, JPC.
The 12th session of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Zambia Joint Permanent Commission, JPC, on Defense and Security meeting has closed in Lubumbashi, with the Zambian government commending the DRC for its commitment on the facilitation of smooth trade at the famous Kasumbalesa border.
The commitment towards ensuring smooth flow of merchandise, especially through the famous Kasumbalesa border, is highly commendable.
Mr. Lufuma is optimistic that the effective defense and security along the DRC-Zambia borderline will have tremendous economic benefits for both countries.
These include the landmark value chain electric car battery industry, the Kolwezi-Solwezi Road, and the Lubito Corridor railway infrastructure.
The DRC government reaffirmed its commitment to closely working with the Zambian government.
They constitute for us an appropriate framework for exchanging and reflecting on defense and security matters that may occur, with the aim of strengthening our centuries-old bonds of friendship.
The meeting also issued a communique on matters agreed upon during this session of the 12th JPC meeting.
The DRC delegation congratulated Zambia on her assumption of the chairmanship of the Southern African Development Community SADC organ on politics, defense and security cooperation, and appealed to His Excellency Mr. Hichilema to prevail upon SADC to expedite the implementation of the resolution to deploy the SADC mission in the DRC.
Jonathan reporting for Zanis News in Lubumbashi in DRC.
Calm has returned to Mumba district after hundreds of people rioted 3 days ago over the alleged murder of 2 businessmen, Ernestus Kaonga and David Mwakioma. Over 130 people have been arrested for riotous behavior, while 2 are in police custody in connection with the murder of the 2 businessmen. Central Province Permanent Secretary Myuna Mwanakampwe visited Mumbwa district and is concerned that drugs for vaccinating cattle against foot and mouth disease and office equipment worth over 730,000 kwacha have been lost in the inferno that gutted the veterinary office during the riots in the area. Here's a report.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Myuna Mwanakampwe has visited the gutted government offices in Mumbwa district. He is not happy that office property and drugs for vaccination of cattle against foot and mouth disease worth over 731,000 kwacha has been lost in the inferno.
A total of what we've lost in terms of drugs and the equipment that goes with that, because the drugs came with syringes, automatic syringes. These are quite very expensive. The drugs and the equipment for this exercise plus the other vaccines that we had is coming to about 731,000.
Government has lost the entire building. The beneficiaries out of that building are the members of the community. How long will it take? Because the resource envelope is quite limited. Government's resource envelope is quite limited. For us to get to a level where we put those officers to the level where they were, the same members of the community will start crying Boma Yanganepo.
Mr. Mwanakampwe later visited the mortuary after rumor went round that the bodies of the 2 businessmen who were murdered have gone missing.
Would want to dispel the rumors that our dear departed brothers, their remains have gone missing. To just dispel that rumor. And also to encourage our citizens to run away from misinformations, innuendos and conjectures, and even politicking over serious matters such as this one, where people can lie right straight without winking. They can lie and begin to create rumors that bodies have gone missing.
Meanwhile, Central Province Police Commissioner Roy Kashimba says 137 people have been arrested for their riotous behavior, while 2 have been arrested in connection with the murder of the 2 businessmen.
By now, we have 137 related to riotous behavior. 137. And we are still moving. We won't sleep. We won't sleep. We will be on in the morning, afternoon, evening, and in the night.
Meanwhile, calm has returned in the district, with people going about doing their businesses after 2 days of total lockdown. Daniel Billy for Zanis News in Mumbwa District, Central Province.
The Kanchibia Town Council in Muchinga Province has embarked on an extensive rehabilitation of deplorable roads in the district. This follows the procurement of earth-moving equipment, which was bought at a cost of over 5.9 million kwacha from the 2022-2023 Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and Mchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule, who monitored the CDF projects in Kanchibia, is impressed with the roadworks being done.
Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule is impressed with the decision of the people and local government management in Kanchibia district to invest in road earth-moving equipment using Constituency Development Fund, CDF. The Permanent Secretary, who inspected roadworks and other projects in the district, wants other local authorities in Muchinga to emulate what Kanchibia has done on delivering the agenda of President Hakainde Hichilema to solve big local problems using CDF.
So this is the target of CDF, that you should be able to sort out the problems that you have yourselves using that empowerment that you have through CDF. So we are grateful that you have applied for money in the peoples, and we hope that you can continue working on this road up Zampa.
The district spent more than 5 million kwacha to procure earth-moving equipment.
We have done 25 kilometers from that bridge to here. Yes, and this stretch from that end to here was taking almost 2 hours 30 minutes, and we've only done 20 minutes up to here. So you can see what our people are going through.
According to Mr. Chilekwa, CDF is a flagship project for President Hakainde Hichilema, which is a game changer.
This equipment, if coming to Kanchibia, it's a game changer. This road that we are actually using was impossible. Yeah, it was impossible. So this time around, people are able to run very quickly and are able to appreciate, what we've done as government.
Reporting for Zanis in Kanchibia, I'm Peggy Coutinho.
In a related development, the Road Development Agency RDA has commenced maintenance works on the landless corner Mumbwa Road, whose state has deteriorated and compromised the safety of motorists and other road users. Chivombo District Commissioner Lloyd Kayeka, who visited the site, says that maintenance works will include patching up of potholes that have increased over time.
It is a major road that connects Chiwombo and Mumbwa districts, but this landless corner Mumbwa Road has become dilapidated over time, as can be seen from a number of potholes.
Due to the potholes, yeah, we had almost 2 accidents recently. The other one died, the other was just bashed.
The Road Development Agency, RDA, has since moved on site to commence maintenance works on the road.
We have the RDA who have come to patch the potholes of the Mumbwa Landers Corner Road. It's a right decision and it has come at the right time, because this road has been inconveniencing the traffic using this road because of the potholes.
The road users are happy with the development.
Wachitambula mansubire furumende mweyongwe ya kwamba batumendereko road at least nga twanyufa ko kabo. Then kumana ali munchimu nchetu tosenga ba through RDA batulanganishire mu market. Nainga batubikirawo tuyatumayoyo tuma speed yambu kaimyoto kashirachi chamaningi. I think this program of pothole mending, it has come at the right time, because this road is very important. It's one of the shortcuts to Mongu, Mumbwa, even Namibia.
Trevor for Zanis in Chivombo District.
One of the stories making headlines in our news: government has delivered all the D-compound fertilizer allocated to Mwinilunga district under the Farmer Input Support Program for the 2023-2024 farming season. District Agriculture Coordinator Lewis Chiwele says the district has received a total of 1,274 metric tons of D-compound fertilizer supplied by the Nitrogen Chemicals of Zambia.
With the 2023-2024 farming season just around the corner, government is moving to ensure delivery of inputs under FISIP to the farmers. Mwinilunga district in Northwestern Province has since received its total allocation of 25,500 by 50 kg bags of basal dressing fertilizer. The district is however yet to receive top dressing fertilizer and seed. Lewis Chiwele is District Agriculture Coordinator.
NCZ has delivered 25,492 bags, and we are hopeful that the other suppliers of urea will also deliver in record time. In terms of seed, we have not yet received seed, but we are sure that within the course of this month, seed will be delivered. All the camp agriculture committees have submitted their approved list of farmers, and all the requisites for deposits are ready, and in the course of next week, all the farmers will start depositing.
Farmers are happy with the delivery, but want the rest of the inputs delivered before the onset of rains.
We thank the government for delivering D-compound. However, we ask that they deliver urea before the rain starts.
District Commissioner Harrison Kamuna is hopeful that all inputs will be delivered on time.
And now that the D has come, I must assure the farmers that are anxious that maybe urea will not come. Urea is on the way. The government that has given them even the ability to sell at 280 per bag is not destructive. They are very aware that for people to harvest, they must be decompounded, and immediately we are receiving urea.
8,500 farmers in the district will benefit from the imports this year. Reporting for Zanis, Obedilishim in Mwinilunga district, Northwestern Province.
Some Lukulu residents have benefited from the security-free, affordable and easily accessible microfinance loans provided by the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC. The loans are meant for startup capital and already existing businesses. Lukulu District Administrative Officer Tola Nimuya says members of the general public have continued benefiting from Busulu loans and the Marketeers Booster Facility. The African Development Bank, through the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, has trained 80 women contractors under the Lobito Corridor project in Northwestern Province. Officiating at the graduation ceremony, Provincial Permanent Secretary Gradson Katambi said women contractors in the province should be priority when awarding contracts once the Lobito Corridor project kicks off.
To increase women participation in economic activities, 8 women have been trained in skills and construction management courses under the Lobito Training of Women project. The program, which has been sponsored by the African Development Bank through the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, as well as the Trade Training Institute, has successfully seen these women graduate. Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary officiates and wishes to see the women benefit from the obtained skills.
As long as you are in this province, you are a Zambian. So whatever comes from this corridor benefit, you, Northwesterners, must first of all benefit. The list of contractors should emanate from my office.
Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Lobito Corridor Projects Manager, and the National Construction Council share some objectives of the project.
The project provides support to small and medium enterprises, SME. The Lobito Corridor contains a number of consultants to train SMEs in business skills, standards, and quality management.
This was the beginning of a journey towards personal and professional life skills growth. One, of course, that holds the promise of transforming lives and shaping futures, especially for our women in the construction industry.
As well as the Trade Training Institute principal says, the graduates are well capacitated after the training.
A common challenge faced by many contractors in Zambia is lack of capacity in managing large projects. Their lack of equipment, financial resources, personnel, and the lack of requisite knowledge to venture into particular construction projects limits them in the effective delivery of projects.
Meanwhile, the graduates in their vote of thanks expressed gratitude for the empowerment. Reporting for Zanis News in Solwezi District, Jennifer Ntoshi.
Gwembe District Council Chairperson Colette Ndlovu says all the devolved departments have started reporting to the local authority in order to actualize the implementation of the decentralization policy. Mr. Ndlovu said the devolved departments are now making developmental decisions in line with the needs of the local people. He says this has facilitated the coordinated implementation of various government programs that are well targeted and without duplication.
The devolution is now at advanced stage, wherein letters of secondment will be written to health personnel. The approved devolved functions are as follows: Ministry of Transport and Logistics, Ministry of Youth, Sport and Art, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. In light of the above, as for the case of Gwembe District currently, there are only 3 ministries, and these are Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Ministry of Health, as well as the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock.
For the devolved departments, you are advised to be updating the council secretary on all the government activities that you are undertaking in your department as quick as possible.
Lands and Natural Resources Minister Elijah Muchima says government has put in place measures to stop unsustainable practices that are depleting natural resources countrywide. Mr. Muchima says Zambia is losing wetlands 3 times faster than the rate at which forests are depleting at 75,000 hectares per year, adding that the government is now moving swiftly to stop the vice. The minister said this when he launched the Early Action Support Project for the conservation of the Lukanga swamps in Chibombo district. Meanwhile, Food and Agriculture Organization FAO country representative Suze Philippine said her organization will continue working with government towards the efforts aimed at arresting the degradation of the environment for sustainable food production. Government has received over 250,000 United States dollars financial support from the Global Environment Facility to assess and align the country's national policies and institutional framework on biodiversity to the new global framework on reversing and halting the depletion of natural resources.
From time to time, Chief Chitanda of Chibombo district goes to the Lukanga swamps to pray for the sustainability of this natural resource on which many of his subjects survive. But like other natural resources, the Lukanga swamps continue to face threats from the climate change and unsustainable human activities. Hence, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has launched the Early Action Support Project in Chibombo district to help halt and reverse biodiversity loss in the Lukanga swamps and other wetlands.
Wetlands such as the Lukanga swamps, which are the most economically viable and among the most biodiverse ecosystems in the world, are disappearing 3 times faster than the forests, with severe consequences for our future unless urgent action is taken to ensure their survival. The Early Action Support Project will be implemented through the whole of the society.
The partners have pledged support towards this project.
I would like to congratulate the government of Zambia through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for arriving at this key step towards the implementation of the post-2020 Global Diversity Framework.
And Central Province Permanent Secretary Miona Mwanakampwe received the Lukanga Swamps Conservation Plan.
We are grateful, Honorable Minister, through your ministry, that now there is an apparent collaboration between us who are in the provinces and your ministry, and land is not just given anyhow. Before land is given, there is a check as to whether there is any encumbrance as regards the natural resources.
Trevor Ruala for Zanis in Chibombo district.
On a sad note, 2 people have died in a road traffic accident which occurred at Mumbolo village along Mwansabombwe Road in Mwansabombwe district. Police Deputy Public Relations Officer Dan Mwale confirmed the accident in a statement made available to Zanis in Mwansabombwe. Mr. Mwale named the deceased as Justina Mubanga, a grade 9 pupil at Mumbolo Secondary School, who sustained fatal injuries and died on the spot, and Moses Mpundu, aged 26, of Ninaimo village, who died upon arrival at Mbereshi Mission Hospital. He said the accident happened on Thursday around 18:16 hours when the driver of a Zotong bus registration number ASB 1348 hit an registered Boxer motorcycle which was carrying 3 people. And in a related development, 9 people are nursing injuries at Mbereshi Mission Hospital after the vehicle they were traveling in overturned. District Commissioner Rosemary Muiche, who visited the accident scene, confirmed the accident to Zanis in Mwansabombwe. Mr. Muiche named the 9 as James Chibwe, aged 26, Darius Mwansa, aged 23, Royd Mlenga, aged 26, Dennis Lubumbe, aged 35, and Geshom Chola, aged 51, Nicholas Kalumba, aged 32, James Kapia, aged 33, Adam Kaunda, aged 18, and Ruben Sianga, aged 26. And elsewhere, unscrupulous people in Petauke district in Eastern Province are alleged to have swindled 125 smallholder farmers a total of 375,000 kwacha for fertilizer suspected to have been stolen. The people purported to be members of Petauke District Farmers Association, DFA, engaged farmers who later deposited the money into their account as part payment for the fertilizer loan that they were giving farmers. Headman Chenjelani Yobe Banda of Chief Kalindawalo in Petauke District has told Zanis in Chipata that each farmer paid 3,000 kwacha for 8 bags of fertilizer and agreed to pay the remaining balance of money after harvest. The traditional leader says the fertilizer farmers have received the traditional leader, I beg your pardon, said the fertilizer farmers had received was discovered to have been stolen from Beira in Mozambique. He lamented that it was such that some farmers sold their livestock to raise money for the fertilizer, which has now been withdrawn from them with the aid of police without compensation. The village headman is worried that if the situation would not be resolved, some farmers will not have inputs to use for the forthcoming farming season, adding that it may lead to starvation. The traditional leader has since called on government to move in and intervene in the matter. But when contacted for a comment, Eastern Province Police Commanding Officer Limpo Liwali confirmed having 3 suspects in police custody in connection with the fertilizer scandal, but could not give further details and their identity as the matter was still under investigation. That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, here is a reminder of the top stories. Siakalima pays tribute to private universities. DRC congratulates Zambia on SADC organ chairmanship. Communities in Mwinlunga get 100% D-compound allocation. African Development Bank trains 80 female contractors in Northwestern Province. Plus, government puts measures to preserve natural resources. Thank you so much for your time on behalf of the entire production team. My name is Emos Zulu. Bye-bye.